Howdy! Welcome to Aspire Mountain Academy. I'm Professor Curtis, your instructor for this course, Statistics 101, Introduction to Statistics. In less than 10 minutes, this video discusses how to find the mean value for a frequency distribution. Let's get started. Sometimes the mean value we need is from a frequency distribution, often in the form of a frequency distribution table, but not always. Now we could construct the original data set from the original table and then calculate the mean value, but there's a far less time-consuming way to get the same number. Okay, here's the formula that we can use to calculate the mean value of a frequency distribution. X bar, which is our mean value, is the summation of the product of frequency count and class midpoints divided by the sum of the frequency counts. Now note that this equation assumes that all the sample values in each class are equal to the class midpoint, because it's the class midpoint that's multiplied by the frequency count. Let's look at an example to illustrate how this is done. Okay, here we have a frequency distribution table, and we're going to apply our formula here to this particular frequency table and calculate a mean for the distribution. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the class midpoints. Okay, so we calculate a midpoint for each of the classes and then put that in a column next to the frequency counts. Remember, the class midpoint is simply the average of the lower bound and the upper bound for each class or category. So, for example, here I take 50 and 69 for that first category. Okay, I take those, I add them together, I get 119. Take 119 divided by 2, and I get 59.5. So I'm going to do that same calculation for each of the rows in my frequency table. Okay, then I'm going to multiply F and X together for each row in my table. Okay, that's what's indicated here in our formula. F times X. So for the first row, I've got 2 times 59.5. That gives me 119. Okay, I get that for each of the rows in my frequency table. And then I need to add those numbers together. Okay, so that's what the sigma out in front says us to do. So I'm going to add or sum each of these values together. Likewise, I'm going to sum each of the frequency counts together. So when I do that, okay, I take those two columns, I add them all together. You can see I get 78 for the sum of the frequency counts and 7,201 for the sum of the products. Okay, then the next step is pretty simple. I just divide the one by the other, and that gives me X bar, the mean of the frequency distribution. And in this case, that's 92.3. Now, I said there was a quicker way to get the same number in StatCrunch. That was the old school way. Okay, now we're going to join the 21st century and see how to do this in StatCrunch. So here's a pretty quick video that shows just how that's going to get done using the heights of elected U.S. presidents from our POTUS file to illustrate. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, here we are with the POTUS file in StatCrunch, and we're going to learn how to take the mean or frequency distribution. So first we have to actually create the frequency distribution in tabular form. We're going to use the heights data here in this column. So to make that frequency distribution, I'm going to make a histogram of that particular column right there. Click value above bar so we can make this really easy. And now all I have to do is just transfer these numbers here on the histogram over into my data table in StatCrunch. So here I'm actually going to make my height categories, and here I'm going to stick the frequency counts. So the first category is 162. This is 165 here because it's halfway between 160 and 170. But there's that gap, remember, between classes, so 164 we'll say, because 165 actually belongs to the next category over. Oh, 174, and I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll come back in a moment, and we'll pick it up from there once I got my table. Okay, we're back. I finished my frequency distribution table. You can see I finished making the different categories, and I have my frequency counts here from the tops of the bars here in my histogram. So now I'm ready to go ahead and make my mean value for my frequency distribution. To do that, I'm going to go up here to Stat, summary stats, grouped bin data. The bins are the names of the different categories. This is why I actually labeled the table, so I can see from my drop-down list here the right category, the right column to actually select. Counts, again, frequency, I labeled that right. You don't need to mess with this. This will actually give you a different number if you select the other option, but the default is what is fine for most of our purposes. And then here, you've got plenty of statistics selected by default. All we want is the mean, so we're just going to select that one. I hit compute, and here's the mean of my frequency distribution. That's all there is to it. Hope that helps you. Okay, here we've got a quick review of what we just saw in the video. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot here to keep this for your reference, that's great. Now remember, first you need to create your frequency distribution in tabular form. So if you don't have it in that form, you're going to need to create that first. Now, once you have your frequency distribution in tabular form in StatCrunch, go to Stat, Summary Stats, Grouped Bin Data. In the Options window, select your columns, select your mean statistic, press Compute. Then you get your results window showing you the mean value for your frequency distribution. Okay. Now, how does this compared value compare with the actual mean we'd get if we took all the individual height values and averaged them out? Go ahead, pause the video, go back to StatCrunch, okay, calculate the mean from the data values themselves, and then come back and we'll discuss what you find. Again, we're going to consider differences greater than 5% to be significant. Okay, hope you paused the video and you're back now. So let's see how you did. Well, I hope you got something like this for the actual mean value. Note that it's not exactly the same as what we get from the mean of the frequency distribution. Okay, but it's very close. A difference less than 1, and 1 over 179 is much less than 5%. So, there's no significant difference here. Okay, but why are the values any different at all? I mean, shouldn't they be exactly the same? Well, remember the assumption we mentioned when introducing the equation for calculating means of frequency distributions. Okay, that equation assumes that all values within a class or category are equal to the midpoint for that class or category. How true is that assumption? Well, for most data sets, it's only partially true. You may have some values that are there with the midpoint, but other values that deviate from the midpoint but are still in the same class. So the deviation that actual values have from respective class midpoints manifests itself in the end result of that equation being different from the actual mean value. The more that assumption isn't true, the more your calculation will deviate from reality. And that's why it's important to make sure your assumptions apply before you take some tool from your statistical toolbox and just run off with it. Here it's not a huge deal, okay, but I hope you can see that if your assumptions aren't met sufficiently, then any result you get from your tool may not provide a true picture of reality. Okay, now here's a quick overview of how to perform the same calculation in Excel. So those of you who are interested in learning how to use Excel to calculate frequency distribution, means can just pause the video here and follow along. Okay, or you can just take a screenshot and just snap it up just like that. Okay. And that brings us to the end of this mini lecture. I hope you found it helpful. You can find more mini lectures for this and other courses at AspireMountAcademy.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Howdy peeps, I'm Professor Curtis of Aspire Mountain Academy, and I hope you enjoyed this free sample mini lecture from my Stat 101 course. This is a course that I've worked really hard to develop. It's taken me a while to get through it, and I hope you enjoyed this free lecture. If you want more like this, then you need to sign up for my Stats 101 course. So go to the link there in the description down below the video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.